Hi, my name's Stephen Wilkinson. I'm president of the Flexo Factor. Today I'd like to talk to you about ultrasonics. It's a phrase that people hear, often don't really understand, and they come to us looking for the answers, as it were. So just want to talk to you about it today. Try not to be too nerdish about it, too technical about it, as basic as we can be. What do ultrasonics do? Well, it's unsurpassed when it comes to cleaning contaminants from hard surfaces. It's been around for a very long time and it's proven itself to be the best choice, in particular in cleaning anilox rollers. Ultrasound is simply, in itself, means sound or sound waves, and it uses a high frequency which is basically beyond the hearing of most people. And so it's the high frequency that we use. It's measured in kilohertz, cycles per second, or 1,000 cycles per second at kilohertz itself. And then we come down to the electrical frequency that we use in the USA. It's basically 60 hertz. And we take that and we pass it through a generator, and that changes that frequency to the desired frequency that we need for effective ultrasonic cleaning. This is then transmitted to transducers underneath the tank, underneath the wash tank here, and that will then create vibrations, and it's those vibrations that will transmit sound waves through the solution. Those sound waves will then create a process called cavitation, and the process means that it will form bubbles within the solution, and then it will cause the solutions to compress as it goes through a high and low frequency, and as it causes them to compress they will implode, and it's that implosion that as it hits a hard surface, in this case the anilox roll, will actually loosen and remove the contamination from the rolls. So whether it's one roll or several rolls, all those micro bubbles are passed through the solution, hit the anilox roller, dislodge the product, and you have the cleaning process beginning. Now we also need some heat. You can probably see there's a little bit of steam coming from the tank. We need, just to simplify the logic of cleaning, just like if you wash your dishes in cold water, warm water works better. Exactly the same applies to ultrasonic cleaning, whatever the component may be. And for that reason we have heaters within the tank, because while the sound waves, the cavitation will generate heat, a lot of it in fact, it's still not enough to heat the solution up quickly enough from a production perspective. So we have heaters that are connected to a thermocouple, and that will heat the solution to the ideal temperature for helping to remove the product from the roll. So we have the sonics, we have the cavitation, we have the frequency that we're looking for that is ideal for cleaning. What do we need to do better? What is important? And what is important is that we have what's called frequency sweep. If we have a single frequency, we can create hot spots and dead spots and harmonic frequencies, all of which can be damaging to most surfaces. And so by alternating the frequency slightly, but many times per second, we actually eliminate the formation of hot spots or dead spots or the harmonics. So very, very critical. Now, when sonics first came out, we weren't aware of the effects that sonics could have without the frequency sweep. And particularly in the USA, when sonics first came into the US, it was really a lot of copied machines from the European technology that we developed. And at that point, they failed to understand the need for frequency sweep technology. So the sonic technology was introduced without it. And they limited the cleaning to 2 or 3 minutes because they were aware that damage was occurring, and they used extremely alkaline solutions. Now most of those systems are no longer in the marketplace, but there still are a few existing, and certainly the Asian market, where very cheap versions of these systems are available, it has been found that they don't always use the right frequency or indeed have frequency sweep. So you need to be careful about what you're purchasing and where you're purchasing. So, you know, when we talk about sonics, you know, ultrasonics in particular, we're normally referring to anything that's over 20 kilohertz. That's something that is needed, and therefore we generally work within between 25 and 45 kilohertz. And the difference is the lower the kilohertz, the lower the frequency, the larger the micro bubbles that are formed in the cavitation process, the higher the ultrasonic sound, the frequency, the smaller the cavitation bubbles are. Therefore it can clean much finer detail, smaller crevices and so forth, such as your anilox engraved surface. Now, you know, once we've got that technology sorted, we generally refer to it in wattage, and as far as you know, the frequency is one thing. You need sufficient power to power the system, and we generally talk in terms of 10 to 20 watts per litre of water. So, you know, you need sufficient power, but you don't want it to be too powerful that it could be damaging, and that's what we take care of in our systems. Most of our generators come as 600 watt boards, generator boards, and then we simply multiply them up as we get larger tanks. Something that's worth mentioning is we talk about the molecules that are compressed and through the cavitation process. Fresh water and freshly heated water tends to have a lot of air bubbles that are unwanted and unneeded and interfere with the cleaning process. So when you start the system up, you would want to degas the system by allowing the ultrasonics to run for several minutes, and you will notice a higher pitch hissing when it comes to the end of that degassing process, and then it's ready to run. We've got heat, we've got the sonics. What's the other component? We need a cleaning solution. You know, whilst the sonics do the job of agitating and helping to remove the contamination from the surface, you need some form of cleaning product, some concentrate with a surfactant that will actually help to pull the solution away, dissolve the contamination, the ink, the coating, whatever it might be. And it's all, you know, it's just as critical that you make sure that you have the correct product. Again, going back to the early days, very alkaline solutions were used, which were potentially dangerous to the product itself, to the operator, to the environment. So whilst the products are slightly alkaline, they're not at the extreme end. And when you come to finish the process, in most cases, most areas, provided you remove the contaminants and neutralize your solution, you don't need to have special licensing to have the product removed from your facility. So, sonics, pretty straightforward, not a lot that you need to know other than how to turn the system on, which we'll come to on our next video of how to operate a system, but fundamental information that is necessary for when you come to decide what the best system is for you. Thank you very much for your time.